Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Sunday gathering. Man, I am so happy to see Deb Cruz with us. I was adjusting my screen and I almost shut off my computer during the intro. So that would have been, thank goodness Deb Cruz is here because she'll take complete control if I that would have been the shortest TokiTV show ever. Thanks for joining us, you guys, for our gathering each and every Sunday, our gathering for Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut. I don't know why that says Mother's Day. Let me take that off. It's not Mother's Day. That was last week. But thank you guys for being with us. Today, we really are just going to hang out and have some conversation, get up to speed with things. There's a lot going on, so we want to touch base on all of it. But let's get ourselves centered first. And we will do that today by playing the flood song, the Lummi National Anthem. So if you want to close your eyes to get yourself centered, however you do that while we listen, let's go ahead and do that now. Thank you guys for being with us. Let's go ahead and do some quick hellos, and then we'll jump into some conversation. I would like to start with Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut.
Hi, everyone. It's been a real sparkly time, and the love and support is growing so much for my relative Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut. It's just a beautiful thing that we're all coming together. So just grateful. Haishka to ancestors, and she's doing good. Haishka.
Howard, how are you?
I am doing good, thank you. And I am thrilled to join TokiTV today and looking forward to a very big week. The interest and the knowledge and the awareness and the love for Toki, for Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut, is growing by the day, and I can feel it. And it's just very exciting to be a part of it.
Thank you. Alejandro.
Happy to be here, be part of the team, the TokiTV. Joe, of course, always supporting this angel. I encourage everyone to keep doing the same, keep supporting Lami people. They are doing an amazing job. Thank you so much, Rainel Morris, Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut, and Haishka to all ancestors.
Sorry, Christina.
Hi, I'm happy to be here too in my fabulous shirt here I've got on. Everyone, my really cute. Oh, look at that, Toki. Yeah. It's my high fashion. So I'm really happy to be here.
We'll be talking lots about our cool t-shirts and all this fun stuff that we have going on as well. Deborah, how are you?
I'm so good and I'm so happy, and I really just honored to be here today with everybody and maintain this space of patience and prayer and watching the miracle happen. It's so exciting. So exciting. Every day it gets more and more exciting. Thank you, everybody, for loving her.
And we have Stephanie and Casey.
Good. Hey, I'm so happy to be here with TokiTV and our TokiTV family, and this is phenomenal. It's just so fun. I think the buzz is so big right now, and it's so good for Toki that it's just wow. Anyway, happy to be here.
Glad you're here. Glad you're Ching. I heard that. Deb Cruz. You're muted, but I want to hear from you. There you are.
Waiting with bated breath.
Yeah. What are we all waiting for? She's coming home. Yay. Yay. Everyone muted themselves. It got very quiet all of a sudden. This group is not quiet. This group is not.
So you mean I talk too much, right? You mean I talk too much? Because I see all the time you unmute me all the time.
Sorry.
He does it to me too, Alejandro. So don't worry.
So I know. At work, I understand. At work, when someone see me, they run away. They're not going to talk to me at work.
You guys missed it the other day. Alejandro sang for us. Maybe if we're lucky, maybe he'll sing for us.
He'll sing
live again today. We have lots to talk about. I wanted Howard recently did an article. There's some interviews happening with King 5. There's a special coming. Like there's just a lot. But let's start with, I just got an update this morning, and from Friends of Toki, and on a couple of things. So the water quality, you guys, the water quality is very good. New chillers are online. They are working. They're up and going, and they have replaced parts in all the old filters. So everything is good. Everything that they said they were getting ready and waiting for parts for, they came in, and they're good. They're up and running. Her behavior has been very interactive. Her appetite is excellent, with additional staff time now available to her. Interactive sessions have increased, setting stage to begin adding behaviors that will be helpful for her move. I'm going to read that one more time.
Ooh-wee.
To begin adding behaviors that will be helpful for her move.
Let me swim a little bit. Let me swim.
Go ahead. Do it again.
I have the goosebumps. Woo.
I'm shivering.
Yeah.
She's doing great. She's doing great.
Yes, I love that. She's been very interactive, and she's eating well, and this is really, really great. And then as far as hurricane prep, I know big concern, right? So from a lot of people, but Pritam has extensive experience with hurricane prep for hotels and buildings built in the Keys. So Friends of Toki will be implementing a physical and staff plan based on this experience, tailored specifically to the circumstances in the Whale Stadium. So obviously, they're not ignoring the fact that they're in South Florida and that we're approaching hurricane season, but they have a plan and they're implementing it. So thank you, Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut and Friends of Toki, for everything that you guys are doing, and working with the Miami Aquarium to keep her safe, and just really just hands up to you. Thank you guys so much for sharing that information with us advocates. We really, really love hearing all that good news. So thank you.
Can I say one thing?
Absolutely.
The collaboration amongst everyone is still fully engaged in getting stronger and better. These partnerships are just strengthening almost day by day, and it's all for her benefit. So it's overwhelmingly positive. It's overwhelmingly stronger and stronger. So Haishka.
Thank you. I don't know if you guys noticed on the intro, we added a couple of updates for this year, and I'm just going to show this one more time. Thank you to this group, every single person on there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This team is making it happen, you guys, and I can stay on here for 24/7 just saying thank you, and it wouldn't be enough, because it means the world. So just from the bottom of my heart, just thank you guys.
But you know what? This partnership wouldn't have happened in all of the work that had started, through the years, and now with Friends of Toki and the Dolphin Company, came from the love and support and the advocacy of all the people around the world that love her. That's a big component of this success in the partnership moving forward. So Haishka to everyone.
Haishka to everyone.
Thank you. Howard there was an article in the Jitney that Howard did recently, and I just want to highlight that for a minute. Howard, if you can talk to us about that. It was so well written and concise, and just straight to the point. It was beautifully done. So Howard, I'm going to turn this over to you for a little bit.
Okay, well, thank you. I felt a need to summarize the main points that are being brought up. There's a lot of naysaying going on, a lot of detracting from her, a lot of underestimating her and misunderstanding her and her prospects, her chances of doing well when she comes back. And so I thought that needed to be counteracted with some facts, with some knowledge, that the issues that are brought up they just don't pan out. They just don't make sense. There's not a factual foundation under them. They're just assumptions that are made that the move would. I mean, they say outright, and it doesn't make any sense. And I hate to even repeat it, but they say it'll kill her. Oh no! I mean, that's just a ridiculous thing to say with no information about what they're talking about. Where, why, what stage of it. It's just such a foolish thing to say, but it scares people. And so I thought that I should say that she is doing well, and everything that you just reported, and that it has been building for months, and now with the water quality so much improved and the attention and companionship that she's getting, she's building her strength and her spirit and her ability to do. I think she's getting excited too. I think she's feeling there's something coming up here, and this is getting really interesting. And I think she's eager, really do. I think she is so ready to come back. So I felt like I needed to, kind of establish that wait a minute, these fears are just baseless fears, and she really has every prospect of coming back. And of course, they bring up, this. I mean, it's a real concern, and that is, of course, disease issues. We absolutely do not want her to spread anything or to catch anything. And so they say that as if there's nothing we can do about it, and it's just a terrible thing that might happen. And so we don't want that to happen, so she shouldn't come back home. But actually, there's a lot that can be done, and it has been done. And I wanted to point that out, that the same concerns were raised, and legitimate concerns, of course, because we don't want that to happen. But they were raised with Keiko back in 1998, just before he went back to Iceland. And so that was dealt with. It was managed with a whole team of veterinarians and pathologists who came in and examined him thoroughly for every known pathogen that's in the books. They analyzed him and looked for everything that could possibly spread, and they found nothing. They gave him a clean bill of health. And then 2 Icelandic veterinarians came to Oregon and did the same thing, just to make sure, because they're concerned about their waters. So that's how you do it. You do that thorough examination, and then the veterinarians can sign it off, and the pathologists, and they can say, she's clear, she's clean, she's got a clean bill of health. And I think they will, because she's healthy. She seems to be feeling really good. And that kind of defies, preconceptions, because she's been in that tiny tank with some pretty terrible conditions until just recently, but there's still that limitation of that tiny tank. How can she get a workout? She can't dive. She can't do the kinds of things that her family does, that orcas naturally do. And yet there's something in her spirit. There's something in her will to live and to express herself and to be interactive. And it defies, logic, but it's true. She's in just such good shape, and it's just hard to imagine. But that's what the facts are. And the veterinarians are confirming that now, and her behavior, and everyone who is there are agreeing that she's looking good. She's in very good shape. And this may be contraband information, but it's truth. And if anyone's afraid of the truth, it's because they're afraid of the power of the truth. And the truth is that she is vocalizing. She is trying to communicate. Maybe she is communicating. There may be airwaves and channels of communication that we don't know about, but at least she is trying to communicate with her family using the calls, the exact signals, the waveforms that she learned before she was captured. She was about 4. We don't know the exact age, but orcas are very precocious. They're very well developed at birth. After a year and a half of gestation, they come out eager to be a part of their family. They've already been listening. Their audio receptors have been well developed for probably 6 months to a year. I don't know, but it's a very important. They live according to sound, like we live according to sight. For them, it's sound. They hear, and they use biosonar to reflect off everything around at all times. It's like shining a light, only it's in sound, and that is how they illuminate their world all the time. And so she did that. And so those senses are extremely well developed. So even before she was born in the womb, she was hearing everything that was going on around her, including all of the chatter, all of the whatever those communication signals are that her family was using. She was hearing all that even before she was born, and probably wanted to get in the conversations. And so once she was born, she quickly learned how to make those calls and what everything meant. And of course, we don't know what any of it means, but it has to have meaning because it's learned signals that they send to each other. So she learned all those and practiced them and used them, and constantly chattered with her family for 3 or 4 years before she was captured. And that doesn't go away. That's still in her memory, and she still has this vivid imagery in her head in sound formations of her family and of her home. What those calls indicate is that her memory is intact, that it doesn't go away. And that may be hard to imagine too, but we can remember things from our childhood. And for an orca, they have very enormous neuroanatomy, so they can hear and remember everything that's going on around them, and it just doesn't go away. So I want to assure people that she won't be shocked. There will be interviews with people in this King 5 series of specials starting tomorrow. The people will say it surely will be the end of her. And I can only imagine, I don't think it's completely devious, bad intentions that they just don't want her to ever come home. I think they believe that. And I think that they just don't have the ability to understand what life is like out here. They can't imagine the Salish Sea. They can't imagine the other side of America and the ocean that is here. It isn't in their thinking, and so they expect that she can't either. They really only know her, and I've been there, and I can understand how that seems to be the whole world that she would ever know would be in that whale bowl in Miami, and that would be all that she would ever know if that's the only place you see her. But for those of us who know where her family is, where she came from, know these waters, and have an affinity, a strong connection with these waters, we know that she does too, and that she will feel at home, and that it will be energizing for her. It'll be exciting. It'll be stimulating. It'll be therapeutic. It'll bring her even more alive and more curious and more interactive, and it'll bring out more of what we see in that whale bowl, what we're hearing about in that whale bowl, and she'll love it. So there really, yes, you can't say no risk about anything. When you cross the street, there's a risk, but you evaluate that risk. And it's just too simplistic to say it's risky. Anybody who manages a project has to assess the risk. Okay, what are we talking about here? What might be risky? At what point, during what stage of the operation might there be some risk? You have to look at every possibility. And there really isn't any, even though it may seem, hard to believe that you can put a whale in a container, first in a stretcher, and then the stretcher goes into a container that's half filled with water so that her weight is in the water, not on the stretcher. And she takes an airplane ride, a whale in an airplane. Who could imagine that? Well, it's been done hundreds of times. And then the reverse process, lowered into her home. There's no real risk involved. There's never been an orca harmed during that transport. So where does the harm come in? Where does the risk come in? There isn't any logical, major, significant risk. Of course, something could go wrong. A meteor could hit the airplane. You never know what's going to happen. But there isn't any significant, predictable risk involved. So, that point really needs to be made, because, the contrary point, that there is major risk, is very scary, that has been made for 50 years. The message from the industry, and, I'm not saying it's a terrible industry. Every industry has their messages, has their point of view. And the point of view of the marine park industry is, once in captivity, always in captivity. You can't really leave once you've been trained, and once you've gotten the benefits of restaurant quality fish and medical care and, all of those things. Then you're habituated, you're spoiled. You can never really go back into that cold, dark, scary ocean again. That's a terrible idea. That is what the public has been made to believe for 50 years. And when I say the public, I really mean, in very many cases, the scientific community. There's been a very strong connection between the marine park industry and the science. The Society of Marine Mammalogy is the organization of the scientists who study whales. And their meetings are often hosted by SeaWorld or other marine parks. And of course, where a lot of their jobs is in the marine parks. And so there's just been a lot of very friendly relations between the marine parks and the scientific community. And so they're not going to question the traditions and the public statements of the marine parks. And so that sort of becomes a part of their own traditions, is that, it's very scary to ever try to remove a whale from captivity back into a natural habitat. My own experience with this came in the 90s with Keiko, because Ken especially, and I was right with him the whole time, from 1993 to well into 1994, we were involved, and the media had us as being the ones that were going to return Keiko, even though that had been sidetracked and we weren't actually, brought into the project once it started. But in terms of the media and the publicity in the beginning, we were the ones that were going to do it. And of course, we got sidetracked because the marine parks didn't want that to happen. Eventually, the momentum was just so strong, the public pressure was so strong that it had to happen. And there was a wealthy philanthropist who financed the whole thing. The financing, the funding is obviously very necessary for it to happen. But we learned, in those years, the backlash from the industry can be fierce, very brutal. I mean, we were told there were 4 floors of lawyers at the Anheuser-Busch building in St. Louis that are sharpening their knives to come after us. There were, and I think they tried, but they didn't have anything that they could come after us for. But they can mess with your reputation. They can mess with your relationships, especially in the scientific community. And so they intimidate people. And so there's just, a lot of people who just don't want to touch it. They don't want to go near these questions. So they need to be reassured. And so that's to get back to that article and basically what I've been saying for 27 years, is that people need to be reassured that it's safe. It's essentially not just safe, it's healthy. It's good. It's spiritually renewing or reinvigorating, revitalizing for Toki to come home, and it'll be good for her. So that's kind of what I am trying to say with that article. And pretty much, the whole campaign for Toki since we started it in 1995 has been for her, but also for public education. It's been an educational project just to let people know what we learned from the start of Orca Survey in 1976 when Ken started, and when other scientists in Canada especially, but in other places around the world now, began to study orcas, what they learned. And so we tried to apply that knowledge. And when you apply that knowledge to Toki, you see she's a strong individual. I mean, she's even beyond the science. I don't understand her because she is so strong. She is so capable and she is so interactive. And so she's beyond that, but that too needs to be told to people. People need to understand that.
I want to jump in real quick, Howard, on that, because you bring up something that you touched on earlier too. Like, she knows, we believe that she has a sense that she's coming home now. And then you say about being beyond the science, something that is so fabulous to me is the honoring of the cultural aspect. And I'm going to switch you and Ray now places here on the screen, because she does know she's coming home, and there's been messages being delivered between her and her family, and I'll let Sk'aliCh'elh talk more about that. But Howard, it's so important that you bring up those facts, because the people on the screen here, like, we know a lot of this and a lot of the people watching, but I'm looking at some of the people joining, and they might not be making comments, but there's a lot of new people. And it's important for them to hear the history and the science and the facts and the knowledge that you share, Howard. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. But when you say beyond the science, that is who she is. She is beyond the science. I'm going to let Sk'aliCh'elh talk about that, because I've participated in some really powerful ceremonies. Sk'aliCh'elh, do you want to talk about the cultural aspect?
First, I want to raise my hands to Howie for the decades and decades of belief, education, and just always fighting for our relative. Hi, Howie. And to Susan and Ken and the whole team there. I appreciate that, Annette, because this is what makes her different. is her kinship, her cultural identity, and the strength spiritually of her people, her family, the Lactamish people. And when ancestors say they're going to do something, when they proclaimed they were going to clear her path home, and her Lactamish culture is going to ready her spirit, it's what we know, and what we know is going to get her health is stronger and stronger. Her spirit is stronger and stronger. And, we know it's because of ancestors and it's because of her Lactamish culture. But there's another added layer, is the prayer warriors all around the globe that have continually prayed for her, sent her positive energy. So you put ancestors, her spiritual strength through the Lactamish culture, all of the prayer warriors, we're just helping her get stronger and stronger. And look at this team on that picture you showed, Annette. Ancestors have pulled this team together. I believe this to be true. And I believe that what they're adding to this team is media that has that outreach to build awareness and to educate people, particularly in the Coast Salish region. So this is why I'm so excited about King 5, is there's still so many people that don't know her story, don't know her journey, don't know her kinship, don't understand that this is her home. And when you're sick, how quickly do you recover? And how strong do you get when it's with family, loved ones in your home? That's proven. And that's what's happening with her. And she is talking to her family. She does talk to me through the drum. And Annette and others who have been willing to come to Witchican and stand on the beach with us while we prayed and sang, that music traveled over the water. And it's been received by Quathomachin, by the orcas, when Howie's folks and others have record through the hydrophone that they were down south and they were headed north because they knew, they heard the prayers, they heard the drum, they heard the songs. So this is the whole difference out of all these decades, is it took the ancestors and it took her Lactamish culture to come together with the prayer warriors and with ancestors putting teams and putting the right people in her path to make it happen, to bring her home. So that's why I say it's just getting more and more sparkly. It's just getting, the energy is just getting to be a bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger hug. Because it's true. We're all feeling it.
Also, when you talk about that team, that's an unusual cast of characters. And you look at all of us from all over the globe, I don't know, we might have been hanging out, but we're all being united by this movement for her, for our love for her. And I just, I'm so grateful, and I do believe that this is ancestors putting all these people, when they say clearing the path, they're also adding people that can help clear that path and walk in front and make this way for her. And I'm so grateful to be part of that. And just again, going back to, there's the science and there's the history, and then there's a culture, and it is being honored by this team. And it's just amazing, because to me, that's the most important part. I mean, we have to remember who she is, and she's not just an orca who's in captivity. You can't compare her to orcas in captivity. She's not just she's not, and she's also not just a Southern resident. I mean, she is Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut, and she's magnificent. I mean, she's just magnificent. So for them to honor who she is and where she comes from, to me, is so super important. And when we did the gathering at Kuchikin, and the Super Pod was gathering, I mean, you guys did, what was it, last weekend, the water festival right there in Penn Cove, Howard, and was it the following week or just days after that the orcas were spotted there, right where you guys were, where the totem pole was. Deborah or Howard, I don't know if you guys want to mention anything about that, but it's like they're also on the same path with the prayer warriors, and they're following the totem pole. And I mean, it's just amazing, the connection, the
There is
energy.
a difference in the water, and I just saw a text come across, and there are a few orcas right now exiting Penn Cove and heading east as we speak. So there
Yes.
is a beautiful difference in the water. It's a little woo-woo for Sunday, but water has consciousness. It listens, it knows, and there is a difference in this part of the Salish Sea right now. Hard to explain, but it's real. It's real.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. And the other piece that and Sk'aliCh'elh, if it's okay, we can talk about that now, because you mentioned it and Howard mentioned it. King 5 really doing a fabulous job of honoring the culture, and the cultural piece. Do you want to tell us? Do you want me to show the promo, or you want to talk about it first?
I'll say a few words first. King 5 did an original series on Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut, and that particular series has been nominated for an Emmy. Excuse me. And so what that's allowed leadership at King 5 to say is, we have something very unique and special right here in our hometown happening. And this whole team of Facing Race has really embraced Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut and really delved into who she is, where she's from, and are compelled to tell her story. So if you want to go ahead and show her clip.
Born free in our waters, then captured and sold.
The one whale everyone wants and wanted is TokiTV.
She can't even hide from the scorching sun in South Florida.
I feel so sad because when you see how she lives, she can swim deep, she can do anything.
Decades later, King 5 goes coast to coast,
Reporting in Nova Scotia, in Miami.
seeking truth.
I can only imagine that something so significant would definitely be the end of her life.
And the fight for her future.
Are there no risks at all? Of course there are some risks. But is this an opportunity to bring her home? Yes, it is.
This is not an easy thing to accomplish.
She's not a good candidate. Simple as that.
We're just going to keep going till we do it.
TokiTV's journey, only on King 5.
It's going to be
Well,
good.
and I want to raise my hands to Howie, Alejandro, Sylvia, Samuel, Charles Binnick, and all of those that took time to be interviewed on camera for this series. And what they're doing are small 5-minute stories, starting tomorrow morning at 6:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then in the evening between 6:30 and 7, they're just 5-minute stories to build attention and momentum going into the 1-hour special on March 31st. That'll be 7 to 8 Pacific Standard Time. And Annette, I think you've got some additional information.
Yeah. So, and we know it's difficult, and especially for folks overseas to be able to watch some of these. So, the segments that are going to be airing each evening between 6:30 and 7 Pacific time, they're going to be super short, but it is all leading up to the 1 hour special, like you said, Sk'aliCh'elh. And we're going to be able to have like a watch party for the May 31st. We will do our best to stream each night this week from the news one, but again, it's going to be real quick. And so I don't know if we'll be able to catch it live or not, but if not, we'll post it right after, so that you guys can see the 5-minute segments leading up. But then on the 31st, we all want to hang out and watch together on here. So we'll go live so that we can watch it and make sure that you guys can watch it from wherever you're at, because my understanding is even if there's an internet link, you guys might not be able to access it. And so I'm working with King 5 right now to figure out exactly where that link's going to be, but we will watch it. And then if you go to King 5 during the week, you guys, it's not up yet, but you'll see like evening news, morning something, you'll see Facing Race. There's going to be an actual link there that says Tokitay's Journey. And so all of these will be posted on there. So if you go to the King 5 website, you'll be able to watch them after they play, all in that one link. And then tomorrow morning, I think is special. Tomorrow morning is the interview with Sk'aliCh'elh. And so that'll be between the 6:30 and 7 o'clock hour Pacific time. So if you're up super early, you can watch that. If not, we'll post the link to that after. I think that's all I have, but we will try. Alejandro and Howard and I love to go live with the news, but we're sitting there and then it's like they talk about it and we go live. And so we'll do our best to be able to do that throughout the week, each evening for those small segments. But yeah, we're going to be able to see, all sides and all views on this. And like you said earlier, Howard, I mean, a lot of people, and I really do believe this, and on our Thursdays, I mean, this might be too woo-woo for Sunday, like Deborah says, but we really do hold everyone in prayer and love and compassion, because I don't think people are viewing their points because they're bad and wrong and mean and, evil. They have concerns and they have fears. And so, all points are valid. All of us are on this path together, but we do know she's coming home. And so we'll continue to pray for everyone to be able to have that compassion in their heart and overcome their fears. Because like Howard just explained the facts, I mean, there's the things being put out there are not true. The fears being put out there are not validated. And so we'll just continue to keep doing what we're doing, sharing that information, spreading awareness. I love that King 5 is doing this segment. You saw a TokiTV star on there. Let's put him in the middle now. Alejandro got to do an interview there in Miami, and
I asked my boss for taking a break, and he said, "Okay, go ahead, no problem." So no, he knows what I'm doing. He knows what I'm doing, so he supports me. So I'm so happy for my boss. He understands what I'm doing. I say, "Oh man, you are a hero." He said, "No, I am not a hero, but I'm doing what is right." And he asked me last time, "Hey, how much money you get?" How much money I get? What I do is for love. What do you think I am? I get paid for this? But anyways, I sent the preview of this video, King 5, to Luis Aguirre. And Luis Aguirre said they're going to make Channel 10. They're going to make a story too. So let me swing to the tank. Happy for the news, So Channel 10 gonna make a new story about Toki. So everything is aligning. The stars are aligning for Toki. She's coming home. So please keep supporting this movement. Keep supporting Lamy people and this amazing group and the best, the trainers. They are doing the best. The best for Toki 24/7. There is any doubt about it. So she's coming home in 2023. I can feel it. I don't know why. She's doing very well, eating a lot, getting strength, muscles, jumping, interacting, playing with the sweet floating on the surface with sweet bat. Yeah. So she's playing it wrong. It's like she loves her that toy. So I mean, she's doing very well.
Yeah, she's really doing awesome. And Alejandro, you know, I'm really happy that you're on there because you've been such a big voice. Your voice is amplified by your heart for her, and that shows in all of your interactions and all your conversations about her, how you honor the ancestors and the Lummi people. I mean, just Alejandro, hands up to you and for all you do and for all these years. I mean, we just absolutely love you. You've been so amazing.
I got my gift from the Lummi people. So, you know, I put in my heart here, you know, for everything they have done for Toki.
Absolutely. You posted a really cool picture earlier on your page, and I think we should all just stand up and show what Alejandro was posting earlier. Guys, show everybody.
The t-shirts. Oh, we have the website just for the official t-shirts. Yeah, our official t-shirts.
Come on, Howard.
TokiTV show. Howard, come on, Howard.
Okay.
There we go.
Everybody, you see everybody with a t-shirt. Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut shirts, you know. We got a super pop, you know, we got everything, hats, mugs, tumblers, stickers.
Talk a little bit about that. I'm going to put the mastermind here in the middle. Casey. All right. So I want to say something before. So Casey's been doing stuff. She has an Etsy shop, which we're going to share the link to. And someone else, big voice, right? We're all wondering what we can do. How can we help? What can we do? So Casey has been on this super creative,
round of applause for Casey.
Yeah. And of course, everything she sends me, she's like, "What do you think of this?" I'm like, "Ooh, I want that." Ooh, I want do those come in different colors? But what's really cool about this, what's super cool about this is all proceeds, you guys, not just some proceeds. All proceeds from these sales are going to the GoFundMe. For her Lummi talk, and this is through Sacred Sea, the GoFundMe that they have there. I mean, all proceeds. So Casey, thank you. Let's show a couple of things you got going on here, and I'm telling you, I'm going to go broke. But okay, here we go. So there's a cool tumbler, as Casey said earlier, hot or cold and cold insulated, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Oh, drinking from her right now. Yep. Different colors. And then we took this screenshot earlier. It's just cute.
We can't tell.
Oh wait, the banners were up. Stickers, right? There's some stickers there, and lots of other things. What else you got, Casey? What else?
We got hats.
Got hats.
We got We got bandanas.
And
other stuff coming. Don't ask me right now.
We're gonna have some flags. Just a bunch of ways, you guys. You can look cool, like us, and support her coming home. And so, and Alejandro is I just love you, Alejandro. I'm just gonna pass my love to you on live TV. Absolutely love you. You're just your enthusiasm, and he says, well, let's get this and let's get that and let's do this and let's post that and let's
you forgot to put that advertising at bottom. You remember I told you the website.
Oh yes, we'll put the website up. But he's so funny. So we were all supposed to send our pictures, and he told me today, he's like, okay, Annette, last call, get me your picture now. I was like, yes, sir. Yeah, I'm on it, Alejandro. But really wanting to share. It really is cool stuff, and what's cool about it is that 100% of the proceeds go. Someone's asking, 100% of the proceeds go to Sacred Sea. It goes specifically to the GoFundMe through Sacred Sea that is specifically for Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut. Mm-hmm. So all of that goes directly there. Sk'aliCh'elh, do you want to say anything about that?
Yeah,
do you have a website?
Yes,
I'll be posted.
I'll put that up. Go ahead, Reina.
Well, what I want to also acknowledge to is Joseph Johnson, Shirley's grandson, designed the tribal Quithomichan Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut. And he did that a few months ago. Excuse me. So I want to raise my hands to his beautiful artistry and his just generosity in donating the design. And raise my hands to Casey for all of her skills and talents. It's just bursting, like all the energy and love for Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut. Her skills and talents are just bursting out. I love it. It's just fabulous. So, hi, Casey.
Someone says, I think I will get that as a tattoo. Well, yes, that is in the works as well.
All of us.
All of us,
Tattoos.
let's go.
Yep.
We're all going to get tattoos. And
I need a tattoo too. I need a tattoo.
Yeah,
I don't know.
of course
I
you
don't know
do.
where. I don't know
We're all
where or
doing
what
it.
part of my body I'm gonna use it. I really don't know because I am too sexy, you know.
That you are.
You're so awesome, Andrew. This has been fun. It was interesting because I was like, well, there's just a lot going on. I am going to read again the update that I have from Friends of Toki because let me pull it up real quick. Because a lot of people joined late and some people are saying, wait, what did they say? And all that. So from Friends of Toki, the water quality is very good. The new chillers are online and working, and all old parts have been replaced in all the old filters. So everything's brand new and working and working well. Her behavior has been very interactive. Her appetite is excellent. And I'm going to read this slowly, and everyone unmute yourself so we can celebrate again. With additional staff time now available to her, interactive sessions have increased, setting the stage to begin adding behaviors that will be helpful for her move. Yay! Woo-hoo! Yay!
I'm swimming close to Toki, you know.
And as far as the hurricane prep, guys, we know that that's a big concern, the upcoming hurricane season. But rest assured, Pridham has extensive experience with hurricane prep for the hotels he's built in the Keys. So we, Friends of Toki, will be implementing a physical and staff plan based on this experience, tailored specifically to the circumstances in the Whale Stadium. So everything is being considered. It's a very thoughtful, scientific, cultural, loving process that is all being done for her. I mean, we read that last time when we were reading the press statement. Like, who says that? You know, with love and care. You can't meet her and not love her. You can't know about her and not love her. So we know that love is guiding this process as well. So and bringing all these awesome people out of the woodwork with their amazing talent, like Casey and others, Joe Phillips from Until Lolita's Home, using her artwork to really get out there and spread the message. I mean, that's what this is about, and this is about love. A couple of things coming up, and we're at the hour, but which doesn't matter because we kind of do what we want here. But I want to talk a little bit about the parade. Actually, first I want to talk about gathering this coming weekend, right? Gathering the Eagles there in Lummi. So there will be canoes landing on Lummi on Friday. It's starting all week. If you guys haven't looked, we'll go and we'll put some more posts up, but they're paddling from island to island, and they'll be landing in Lummi on Friday. I'll be there. Get lots of good pictures, maybe go live, I don't know, at the canoe landing. I'm super excited about that, to go spend some time with my family out there. So that's this weekend. And then Saturday is, there's a lot going on there in Lummi that we will take pictures and video from and be able to share with you. Probably go live there in the morning and on Sunday for TokiTV. So Christina and Deborah will be with me there and on the water. And so it's going to be just a beautiful time this weekend. So I just want to share that. We will post links to be able to, so you guys can follow and keep track of that. And then Casey, I'll let you talk about the upcoming parade.
We entered as Toki Super Pod in Friday Harbor's 4th of July parade to walk. Then we'll have banners, flags. If anybody's in Friday Harbor and wants to come with us.
Come with us. Come join us because it'll be super fun.
And bubbles. We're going to have bubbles.
We are going to have lots of bubbles. Yes, absolutely. It's going to be so awesome.
We have nice candidates for that bubble.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about, you know?
We know what you're talking about.
You know what you're talking about.
I'm happy. Listen, I'm happy this week because I didn't block anybody. So, I mean, everybody get the message. No negativity.
So Valerie's going to be there in Friday Harbor. Tamala's going to be there walking with you guys. If you guys want to walk with the Toki Super Pod for the 4th of July page, go ahead and you can message me if that's easiest, or you can email. Oh God, I don't remember our email address. TokiTV2022@gmail.com. You can email as well there, whatever's easiest to be able, and I'll get you in touch with Casey and we'll add you. So come be in the parade, come join the Super Pod for the 4th of July parade. So thank you, Stephanie and Casey, for doing it.
It's going to be so fun. It's going to be awesome.
We got
And
lots
get
of
your
posters
t-shirt
on
for the
front.
parade.
And I can
Get
bring
your
it
t-shirts.
home. And the t-shirt. Buy a t-shirt. Wear a t-shirt.
Yes, absolutely. No, knowing that it's all going to her coming home. Super exciting. Howard, a couple weeks later in July, what do we got going on?
A couple weeks later in July. Oh, well, there is that, they call it Super Pod 8. This actually, it started out in 2011 when we all met to film Blackfish. So it came out in 2013. So this is the 10-year anniversary of Blackfish. It's a celebration of that, and it'll be a tribute to Ken, my brother, just because he's contributed so much in understanding of the whales, and to David Kirby, who wrote that great book, Death at SeaWorld, that told about TokiTV. And TokiTV still needs to be understood better because he did terrible things, but he lived a terrible life.
Yeah.
And I'll be giving a couple talks, and one of them is going to be all about Toki. There's hours and hours that I could talk about Toki, but I've got to keep it down to 45 minutes. So I'll try to compress it all and make it worthwhile and give a little chat about Toki. So that'll be on, I think, the 20th, July 20th.
Awesome.
It starts sort of on the 18th. People show up. The talks will be on the 19th and 20th. And then everyone is invited out to Limekiln Lighthouse for the afternoon and evening of Friday, the 21st of July. So, people will just, have picnics and go whale watching and do all kinds of things there. So it'll be a lot of fun.
Lots happening. And I just want to ask those that are going to attend this weekend in Lummi, if you're going to attend the 4th of July parade, if you're going to attend Super Pod, bless the ground you're walking on as you're there, because she's coming home. And so, just as you're there, just know that all of these things really are leading up to her coming home. So just keep that in your mind when you're there, and you're, sending your prayers. Just really, really, oh boy, Tammy said she's a little nuts at Etsy shop.
Oh. Yeah, I saw.
I hope some of that for me. I hope
for you.
Wait, Casey, did she order my size?
Did she what?
I hope she's getting me all the stuff I don't have yet. So,
I mean, I don't know if it's for you or not.
Maybe.
I kind of think it's not, but I'm hoping it is.
Can we put the website back up again?
Yep. Let me go back and find it. Hold on. Copy. Let me put it on a banner.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
Somebody was asking for it.
There we go. to go to etsy.com/shop/Salish Sea souvenirs. And again, you can get all this really cool stuff. Time to shop early for Christmas, for gifts. All this. Wait, and then my favorite again. There we go. Get that shirt.
Yes.
I just love you so much.
That's the best picture. That was the best picture of all.
The best picture of all. It is, for sure. Okay, guys. So tomorrow, 6:45 in the morning, between 6:30 and 7, but probably around 6:45. If you are watching King 5, you'll see the interview with Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut. And if not, we will post it up on our page as soon as it is done airing. Any final words, Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut?
Well, the way I understand King 5 is going to do it is they're doing these little 5-minute stories, and then it just rolls into a whole 1-hour special on the 31st. So I think there'll be different folks, interviews, for those 5-minute story shots.
Yeah.
And I'm just so grateful for their ability to use their expertise to help build awareness and love for Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut. And of course, they're, media experts, so they also have to show the other side, which I understand it doesn't mean I believe what they're saying, but you said it earlier, Annette, we need to pray for those that don't have faith or belief. And so it's just a real sparkly time. That's all I'm going to say. And HaShka to all the prayer warriors, because this is all happening with ancestors. So HaShka.
Thank you. Howard?
Yes, I'm excited too. This is going to be a very big week, and thank you for all that information. I didn't know all that. But I did want to bring up a historical bit that I think I hope comes out in this special. I'm sure it will. But King 5 really comes by this very very righteously, because in 1971 there were 2 captures in Penn Cove. 1970 when Toki was taken, and then 1971. I think they took 3 more in 71, and the very well-known, much beloved anchor for King 5, Don McGaffin, was in Coopville at that time, and the station called and said, there's a capture going on in Penn Cove, you've got to get out there. So he found a 10 or 12 foot little rowboat and got a cameraman who propped himself up in the bow of that rowboat like a human tripod. And they went out and putted out to where the capture was going on, and they were intimidated by the capture teams. They didn't like the media that Don McGaffin had been saying. So they tried to swamp them. They came up with their speedboats and tried to rock them, and that was really dangerous. And Don McGaffin said some very amazing things in the little clip that we have that were so prophetic. He said, we don't even know if they are a community, if they live here, if they come in from the ocean, or are they a family? Are they a big family? We don't even know that. This was before the studies began, because that didn't start until later, a few years later. So he was saying what needed to be learned. And King 5 broadcast all that. And that was a big part of what ended the captures. It took another few years, but that publicity ended the captures. So many thanks to King 5 for their coverage.
Awesome. Alejandro, are you going to sing?
Like Howard said, thank you so much, King 5, for bringing this story. Let's see tomorrow. Let's watch tomorrow.
Yep, we'll be on here. Alejandro, are you going to sing? Are you going to sing for us today?
Please.
I'm drinking some.
Well, that ought to encourage.
So I'm gonna be like this. Even I don't know if I can swim now. Like I don't know.
If we're your backup chorus.
Oh wow, this show is going downhill.
Can I do it next week? Can I do it next
I saw
week?
Raynell doing the. Okay, we could be back.
I pass my word to Christine.
It's Sunday.
Go ahead, Christina. I was going to you anyway, Christina.
I'm just so happy and so grateful for everyone. I just want to do a big Haishka for everyone. Like you said, you could go all day and say thank you, and it still wouldn't be enough. I've had the goosebumps so many times today on the show, like so much exciting sparkles and energy. It's just awesome. Thank you, Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut, for coming on. It's always such an honor to be in your space. All of you, Howard, everyone, everyone on and off the screen, and anyone who supports our beloved Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Deborah?
I'm with Christina. So much gratitude. It's hard to stay grounded today because I've been working on being grounded for a while, but today's making it really impossible. So everybody, don't just buy one shirt, buy 2 shirts so you can interchange them, and then wear them everywhere you go, because the conversations start. That happened to me this week at the dentist, and they were like, let us know, we'll do whatever we can for her. There's magic in everything happening right now. And you're right, Howard, don't underestimate this orca. She is the miracle whale. We love you, Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut. We love you, Raynell, and we love the ancestors for bringing so much magic and beauty together. This is the miracle web that she is. I love you guys.
I love you too, Deborah. And you're right about the shirts being conversation starters. There's new people on here. And I don't know if it's for me, but I was wearing one of the shirts the other day and had about 4 different conversations. And I'm like, oh yeah, you should check out TokiTV and go to the Orca Network page and blah, blah, blah. And I'm seeing some of those people showing up as newly joined into the group. So it works, it matters, it spreads awareness, just everything you guys are doing. So Casey, thank you again for bringing these shirts to us so that we can wear them proudly and have more and more conversations about our lovely Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut, who we all love talking about. My cousin came by yesterday and they were here about 2 minutes, and I started talking about Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut, and my daughter walks out. She's like, man, you didn't even go 2 minutes this time. I was like, well, I let him sit down before but people want to know, right? Just real quick shout out to Tammy is on there spending lots of money on the shirt. But she is well, she is whole, she is home. That came out of our meditation that Tammy was leading us on back in October, and had her eyes closed and just really leading this really deep meditation, and that mantra came out of that. So Haishka to you, Tammy, for creating that mantra out of a space of love and spiritual download to share with all of us. It's the announcement for the parade, right?
Yes.
She is well, she is whole, she is home. And we added in the Sailor Sea 2023 because I was on a rhyming roll that day. And we know it's happening soon. So thanks to everyone who's done anything to make this happen. And speaking of making it happen, I can't do it unless Deb Cruz is on the screen. Deb Cruz, any final words from you?
Not really.
I knew that answer.
It's real hard to come up with words right now. I think it's just a matter of feeling and expanding that outward.
Cool. Well, we're going to put those links up for you guys to go buy shirts, keep track of the King 5 stuff. Like we'll bring it all to you. Just thanks everyone for being this beautiful family. Before we close with Shirley Bob's song, the farewell song. It's not goodbye, it's farewell. I'll see you again. Final words from you, Alejandro. Are you good?
I'm gonna sing if you want right now. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Go. Gonna do it.
Just one part. Just a short
Okay.
part. Lolita tokitai, Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut. Lolita tokitai, Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut. Lolita tokitai, Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut. Lolita tokitai, Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Beautiful. I need a sponsor. I need a sponsor for you all.
Love you guys. Have a good week.
Take care, okay?
Mwah.
Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut.